wanted to share with you a technique that I actually stumbled upon by accident. And I thought this might be useful to you. Anyway, this is any old hook, any old thread. And just begin by bringing in the thread 2 or 3 eye lengths behind the eye. Now here's the important part. I've got a piece of wire and I've got a stem from a CDL or coq de leon feather. And I've stripped all the modules off of the coq de leon. And I just got a piece of wire, and this is at 0.11. You can use any thickness you want. This just happens to be 0.1 millimeters. Now it's important that you lay down a really smooth base. If you lay any kind of wire down or any kind of biot, it's a big deal to have a smooth base. So just take the time on this part. So I'm just mounting the wire and the coq de leon to the hook and bringing it back into the bend of the hook. If this is a regular fly, I probably have a tail already created for it. Now I'm unspinning my thread so I get it as flat as I possibly can and just bringing it up to the front. Once again, I'm being a little particular in terms of laying down a really flat, smooth base. Now I'm just trying to get a little bit of a taper, good old carrot stick. I get lazy and don't do this all the time. Fish don't mind, but aesthetically it looks better. Now I'm going to tie off my thread, and I'm going to wrap that wire and coq de leon at the same time, being very careful to make sure it matches up. Now there's a couple tricks on this. You need to keep a lot of tension. You got to keep that length as short as you possibly can. It'll help you with headaches down the road. You want to make sure that one wrap butts right up against the next, and you'll see why it's so important in a moment. So I just take it and I wrap it up to the front. Just take my time. Sometimes it doesn't quite do the way it's supposed to do, and so you just nudge it into place. As you can tell, I'm keeping quite a bit of tension on the wire and the coq de leon stem. Now I've actually done this with 2 pieces of wire and the coq de leon, or 2 different color pieces of wire in the coq de leon, or 2 same color pieces of wire in the coq de leon. And what I'm doing is I'm using the coq de leon to space my wire. And not only that, since the coq de leon is tapered, the spacing is also tapered, meaning it graduates. And you'll see in a moment why that's important. Now, I was doing this trying to combine coq de leon and wire. And I made a mistake, and you're about to see the mistake, but I do it on purpose now. I split the 2. And see how I let go of the coq de leon? Now I'm going to wrap that wire down. And as I pull that coq de leon fiber off of there, that stem off of there, you can see that it leaves a segment, a wire-ribbed body that's gradated, and it's almost perfectly spaced. Now, every once in a while I screw things up, and I'm not as precise as I should be. And at this point, as soon as you take this off, you could color the thread. What I do is I color the thread, or I use a different color of thread, and then coat it with UV resin. Now you can see a couple spots in there where I wasn't as vigilant, let's put it. And it looks a little funky, but that can be easily fixed. Now I'll take my blade of an X-Acto blade and push that one. You can see right in about the middle. There's just needs to be pushed over just a tiny bit. And you can't tell. And there's another section back in the back, and I'll touch that up also. But at this point, you can color the thread. You've got a perfectly wired ribbed body, and it's gradated, just like it is on a natural. It's a little pickety, but it sure looks pretty good, as you can tell from that opening shot. At this point, you can do just about anything you want to do with it. Thank you.